Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. With that said, for all of my readings, they are for your sun, moon and ascendant. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that people watch all three of them so that you can check which one speaks most to you and how it shows up for you in some way, shape or form. With that said, for those of you that are continued subbies, you know I love you for it, and for those of you that are new or just stopping by, it's amazing to have you. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, the subscribe button too. So I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Death card, right? So this is it. Something completes, something culminates, something comes to an end. Now, in a lot of ways, I actually feel like this is about you making a very finite decision. This is about you walking through a door and closing it behind you, or it's about choosing to release something that you know you should have maybe released a long time ago. Now, whenever the Death card shows up, the message here is let go now so that you don't have to deal with it later on. And the other part of it that I find really interesting as well, very often the Death card comes up to show you what has already served its purpose, what has already come to the winter of its life within the scope of your own life. This is a time to acknowledge that. For your actions, and before we get into it, just a quick announcement. I have a new channel. It's called ReyLaxation, and it's solely dedicated to meditations and guided visualizations. If you want to check it out, hit the link in the description. For your actions and options, you have the Ace of Cups, right? So this is a beautiful card, actually. So look at this, right? You have there the grand point of culmination, completion and ending. And then right here in actions and options, you have the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning. But this is about you beginning something from the heart space. This is about you saying, right, okay, that's come to an end. I'm consciously releasing that, but I'm welcoming this in. This is about you being ready for something brand new. And in a lot of ways, this is about you embarking on a new adventure when it comes to your heart space. So I'm really excited to see how this shapes up for you guys. For your communications and conversations, you have the Justice card. And I mean, this is an interesting one, right? Because we talked about choices, decisions, new beginnings and stuff. The Justice card being that kind of balance point energy, I find that really interesting. It suggests to me that communication this week is going to need to be measured. It's also going to need to be balanced in some way, shape or form. Why do I say that? Remember, this week we have that first Mercury retrograde in the air signs. Mercury as your ruler is, you know, obviously feeling it's going to be feeling you're going to be feeling it more than most people. However, I don't know why, I just don't get the feeling it's going to be so detrimental for you. I just have this feeling that over the course of this week, certainly you are going to be making a very finite decision, and this could be seeing you literally put your name to something, but it could also see you really stepping into a decision that's already been made. This is kind of one of those moments where it's almost like you're stepping through a gate and there's no going back after that. For those of you that work for somebody else, it looks like, and I'm sorry to say this, but it does look like something that maybe was promised to you or that was originally in the budget is no longer on the table. And if I'm completely honest with you, I think this is going to be a blessing in disguise. You're going to want and need your autonomy over the next few weeks. So actually this is, you know, while it sucks in the here and now, over the course of the next few weeks, you'll see that it was actually the better thing. For those of you that are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs or work for yourself, the Justice card is literally, this is about you. And now you're doing the work on a contract. I don't necessarily see you signing one because it is a Mercury retrograde, and most people that watch these kind of videos no, not to sign anything under that. However, there is an agreement of some sort on the table, and it looks like you're having to look at this. And I kind of feel like in a lot of ways, it's almost like you've made the decision, and now because of the retrograde, you're like, crap, now I've got to sit on my hands. That's fine. If it's a good opportunity now, it will be a good opportunity further down the line. And I really believe that this is. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, in a lot of ways, I have to say, this is going to see you, I think this is going to see you putting together all of the stuff that you might need to think about when you are at the winter of your life, right? So let's say, you know, you're at a place where you're like, you know, I don't want to sound really morbid or mean, you know, and it's not mean, but you know, it's a part of life. But this could be, you know, you could be literally putting together a will. This could be where you are focusing on getting all of your ducks in a row so that you know what, okay, whether I've got 10, 20, 30, maybe even 35 more years, I know that everything is sorted, that all of my ducks are in a row. This is, you know, something that you could be focused on this week. For your money and materials, oh yeah, you got the Magician card, right underneath the Ace of Cups. When it comes to your finances and your money, you are on the ball, right? And this is really powerful because it suggests that whatever you have envisioned for your material existence, you could start to feel that happening this week. Now, I do need to say to you, this is not a week for big purchases. It's definitely a week for you to get everything that you need ready so that when the time comes, you can move ahead with it. But I mean, this could be a really good week for some sort of advancement financially as well, which is really exciting. And then for your physical health and vitality, I will say this, you may find that this week the mind is busier than, you know, the body can really cope with. And I've found that as well, like when your mind is so pushed and stretched and pulled in so many different directions, your body feels it. It's like you, even though you might not have done anything physically, your body is just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, give us a break, right? And it's because that mental energy or that frenetic energy is circulating around your physical body. So what do, right? Well, the Magician acts as a conduit or a channel for the power. They don't hold on to it. That's the as above, so below. They channel the power down into themselves and then they turn it into something. If you're just holding on to all of your ideas, your energy, your power, everything, it needs to dissipate, because otherwise it's going to make you, you know, start vibrating. So do something with the energy this week, even if it is, you know, maybe like a physical workout. Maybe one thing that I absolutely love to do, I'm a big one for a plan. I love a plan. I love a to-do list, you know, all those kinds of things, because once I've got it out of here onto the paper, right, I'm done. Right, okay, that's cool. And I like to write it. I find much more peace and what's the word? I just find it more powerful as well. I find a lot, like when I write, like, don't get me wrong, when I type, like, it all just counts. That's how I do all of my written readings. But when I write, I just feel like something else takes over, and it's a nice feeling. For your home and environment, this is about you doing something completely different with the home this week. So you could be bringing something new in, or you could be having an experience where you're just kind of stood back looking at the home and going, yeah, you know what, I'm all right here. You know, you could have that really strong feeling of, yes, this is home and it's good. And then finally, for your love and relations, you have the King of Pentacles. This is beautiful, right? Because this bodes very well for those of you that are partnered. Your partner's finances look like they're really, you know, doing very well as well this week. And obviously when your money's doing good and their money's doing good, that collective pot can only grow, right? Which is really exciting. It also says that this week you need a sensual outlet, you know, whether it's that or whether it's something else, you know, whether this is, you know, maybe you, like, whatever it is, you need a physical, sensual experience to be shared, right? So cook a feast, you know, move the furniture around and then just sit and watch TV all night. Do you know what I mean? Like something that's really, maybe not necessarily decadent, but something that's very, you know, very sensually, like physically enjoyable, right? And for those of you that are single, I mean, take your pick. I'll be really honest with you. This could be you connecting with somebody that is what we would call a mover and a shaker. King of any court card coupled with the Magician tends to be somebody that is very well educated, somebody that's smart, somebody that's very well put together, and somebody that just happens to have that kind of, you know, that joie de vivre about them. Like when they speak, like you could find that you're really captivated by them. Coupled with the Justice card, this could be somebody that is not only, you know, has done very well for themselves, but also somebody that's very beautiful to look at. So, you know, somebody could definitely sweep you off your feet this week or bowl you over. It's just because of that retrograde energy, I would just be aware. And just make sure that, you know, like if it's just flirtation, no problem, no harm done. If you're actually thinking about aligning with this person in some real capacity, just make sure that they are what I would call single. Other than that, wow, you know, really nice. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. It looks like you will. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I will see you soon.